Hi and welcome to today's series, which is going to be on using the jump board because it's such a versatile tool to work through the feet. So we often do footwork on the normal foot bar, but having the jump board is just going to provide a lot more feedback to the ankle joint, to the foot, and give you a whole different sensation. So I'm only going to be using a fairly light spring because I want to try and keep it the same throughout the sequence. So I have got the equivalent of about a 1 3/4, so balanced body, that's a red and a blue. On my setup here, Pilates Equip is a green and a yellow spring. My headrest is going to be all the way lifted as I roll myself down and over onto my back. So just setting yourself up so that your feet are on the board. Now, not everybody's feet are going to be able to make it into the full closed chain, and that's part of the challenge of this board being here. So if you're not able to do a full squat down flat to the floor, this is going to be a great series for you to practice. So we're going to begin by pressing all the way out. And just feel like you are nice and even. As you look to the board, you should be able to see your toes with a bit of a gap away from the top. And then we're going to bend the knees and travel back in again. So your challenge for this series is obviously 1, keep the heels in contact with the board. 2, as you do that, try not to do weird things in your spine. So you don't want to roll your spine forward or backward. You want to keep the back of the pelvis very rested on the carriage surface. So we're pressing out and in. There's a control through both legs as we lengthen evenly and as we fold evenly. So we'll just go for one more time and then pressing out and maintaining your position here. From here, we're going to roll up onto the ball of the left foot and you're going to come on in and then press away. And as you lower with the left, you're going to pick up the right. So we're just alternating the position of your foot onto the bar. And as we're doing this, there will be a little bit of coordination element to the exercise, and trying to do this as best as you can from the joints of your feet, your knees, and your hips, but without your hips going up and down. So it's often useful just to put your hands onto the tops of the hip bones as you alternate through your foot position. From here, we're going to press back out, stay on the ball of the foot there, and then pick your knee up into the air. Place your foot down and then come back to the board. Pressing away, put the heel off and then the knee off and then the toe on, coming in to lower the heel on. And again, pressing away, ball of the foot comes up and in, and then lower it down and then lower the heel. And again, pressing away, lift the heel, bring your knee in, place the foot, roll the heel, and then bringing it back down. Last time as we prick it up onto this side, we're going to leave the knee in the air as you travel in and out. So again, just working on a single leg variation, focusing on the strength, the alignment, and of course the stability on the other side as you smoothly move in and out. As you press away, let's stretch the leg up and then fold the knee. And stretch and fold. So how we layer different complications or complexities into the system really stimulates the nervous system. And we'll go one more time, stretching it all the way up. Hold the leg here. Now, if you can't keep a straight leg, have a little softness in your knee. We're going to do a leg circle, so across the body, down to the top of the bar and out and around. So we're going for 5 leg circles, keeping the foot on the board nice and balanced, and really feeling the pressure points under the baby toe and then the center of the heel. And then pausing at the top, we reverse the circle direction out and around and then all the way across. So whenever we do midline crossing, very exciting for the brain again as we move from one hemisphere to the other, left to right, connecting the different sides of our body. Last one, bringing it all the way in, and then let's bring it all the way to the start. So again, pressing out, bringing your right leg or opposite leg into the air, and it's just the single leg pressing in and out. So often when we do things on double legs, you don't notice necessarily the one that's stronger or the one that needs a little bit more attention. But when you do these single leg variations, they become very noticeable. Adding the reaching of the leg up and then down. So there's smoothness. You want to feel like you're timing those knees to lengthen and bend at the same moment as each other. 2 more. And remembering when you're doing your leg kick to the ceiling, you've got control in your pelvis. Keep that leg steady on the board as we cross the center, circle around and to the outside. Pay attention to the rest of your body. Where are you feeling like you're having to shift and change instead of focusing just on the smoothness of the movement? Last one at the top, pause, and then roll the leg around the other way. So if you go too wide with this leg circle, you're going to feel too many shifts in your pelvis, in your chest area, in your shoulder, maybe even in your jawline. And then one more time, bringing it all the way back up to the top and then resetting. From here, we're going to flip over to a side. So with the headrest as high as possible, you should feel like you are quite okay with your head, so your head doesn't drop lower than the setting of your spine. You can always use extra cushioning if you need. So from here, we're going to be pressing out so that both legs are long. You've got a nice length through the top of your waist, and then we're going to fold your underneath knee towards you. From here, same action as we did just a moment ago, but this time as you come in, that back heel, top heel, is going to lift, and then you're going to press your heel on as soon as possible. So this one is a little bit more challenging in the side lying position to actually let the heel stay resting on. And don't try and force it. That's not the whole aim. The aim is to get the motion of your foot, which is getting prepared for your gait cycle or your walking cycle. So all these joints have a purpose in your foot, in your ankle, your knee, up to your hip. So holding your leg out, raise up onto the ball of the foot, and then coming in halfway. We're just going to pulse in and out. Nice, easy pace. So remember when you're working out with me, because I like to keep my videos just nice and short and sweet for YouTube, I only do a few repetitions at a time, but feel free to go for longer if you want. From here, we're going to press all the way out, lower the heel, lift the heel, come in halfway, lower the heel, lift the heel, out to the full, down, up, halfway in, drop the heel, lift the heel. So as you're doing these motions, continuing on, try and get to the position where you are able to keep your heel steady onto the board in your halfway shape. All right, we've got one more to go to each position. I always like to finish after a halfway shape into a full extension and then coming all the way back in again. So I'm not going to be doing jumping. I'm just focusing on the foot dynamic of this exercise. So we're going to do a little roll and go over to side 2. All right, so here we are setting up for side 2 again. I really want to show you that position of the foot. So very important here, folding the underleg in, make sure it's out of the way. And then we're going to be bending and stretching. So you'll feel and notice that the heel is going to lift off. Allow that to happen as we're coming in and out. Your aim and focus should be of your knee traveling in front and then traveling to the back. So avoiding the knee lifting or dropping in as you do this movement. So again, just seeing where is your challenge point and then how soon can you put your heel on the board again as you're pressing yourself away. So we'll go for one more like that, and then we're going to maintain our leg out. Pause here, raise up onto the ball of the foot, come down halfway, and then we're pulsing in and out. So in the pulse, we're building up the strength into the front of the leg muscles. You've got great strength coming through the arch of your foot. And as we go, again, feeling the inside line of your knee maybe, getting a bit of benefit. Last one, press it all the way out. Hold it there, lower your heel down, lift it up, travel in, heel drops, heel lifts, and coming back out. So maintaining your positions and trying to get that understanding of where do you need to take the carriage to in the halfway bend for you to get the ankle down and back up again. No lie, this is definitely going to challenge the back of your ankle, your calf, your Achilles tendon, your plantar fascia, all these big words, but you'll feel it somewhere in your body, no doubt. You might even feel it up at your glute. I just forgot what we were doing, so we're going to go from there and then press you all the way out and then coming all the way back into your stopper. All right, let's get ready now to move you over onto an all fours position. All right, so for our final move, we're going to go onto hands and knees, and you have a few options. The first one is going to be to keep your hands on the shoulder pads, which will always make your hip extension a little lower, or otherwise hands coming down in front of the shoulder pads, or if you are not happy on your wrists, you can always bring yourself down onto your forearms. Each position will feel different, so you can have a go at playing with all of them if you want. I'm going to set myself up so that my hands are at the base of the shoulder pads. So we're going to place one foot onto the board behind you, and then just shuffling your knee a little bit further backward. So from here, we're going to be pressing out with the leg, getting that heel onto the board, and then coming in, let the heel peel off, placing the heel on as soon as you can to press yourself out again. So with this motion, we are still on the same spring. We haven't changed our spring setting. So we're really working into the strength of our back chain. So from the base of the foot, up the calf, through the hamstring, to the glute, up through the spine, down into the arms. So a full body workout happening right here, right now. All right, from here, can you do a little turnout? So you'll be more on your toes now. The heel won't be in contact, and we're going to be pressing out and in. So the knees just off to the side. You can do your best to keep your weight centered without letting too much weight shift over to the supporting leg. We'll go for another 2 and 1, and then bringing it all the way in. So good news, we have a second side to go. So from here, we're going to be pressing out, really lengthening into the back of that leg, coming in, smooth peel of the heel off, and then placing it on as soon as possible. Really check with your alignment that you have not shifted the carriage forward with your arms. So you still want your arms to be a nice vertical alignment with hands under shoulders, and as you're pressing away, you are keeping the work happening from the back leg. So I don't know if you've noticed, but I can actually keep my heel on the board a little easier on the side than I could on the side before. But that's probably because I was stopping when it was still able to be on there. All right, from here, we're going to come in. We're going to turn that foot out. Heel turns in, knee slightly lengthened, and then away we go again. So maybe you can notice on the side again that I'm really working to hold my hip steady and not sink into the outside leg. This is not easy work, trust me. There's a bit of a sweat building up in my body at the moment. And I've totally lost count. I'm not having a good week with counting. So bringing ourselves all the way back and returning in. All right, well, that's about all I have time for today to give to you on the jump board. I hope you've enjoyed the series. Remember, if the springs are ever feeling too heavy for you, lighten them. If you want to work a little harder and you know you've got the ability and you want to up the spring, then play with that. There's no one spring that fits all. Do what makes sense for you. Hope to see you again soon.